Welcome everybody, my name's Tyler, the Archivist of Dwarven Forge, and we're here to show you how to build. We're here to show you how to build a Critical Role encounter. We kind of took one, we took a couple of, did we take suggestions? Is that what it was? We just kind of like, I'm a huge Critical Role fan. I've been watching for like 3 years now, and so what we wanted to do is we wanted to just kind of take one of the encounters that Matt has built in the past, and he has used our pieces before too, but wanted to show you maybe how you could do it, how you can also kind of take these pieces and make it your own thing, and we also just kind of wanted to show off some of the Caverns Deep pieces that were going to be in the store on Saturday, and that sale starts on Saturday at noon. There should also be information regarding what sets are available for starting stock. Not everything from Caverns Deep is going to be available, but you should be able to find the list in the same notice about Caverns Deep. Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, what are you building for us today?
I'm going to be building from Campaign 2. It is the Merrow altar. This is episode 22.
Episode 22 of Campaign 2.
Yeah, because this is when Kiri and the gang are they just met Kiri and they're in the swamp and they went below and now they're they went through the well and then they got back up through the water and I think Ford almost died or something like that. No, he didn't almost die. He just had he has the highest constitution too, and I think it just ended up that it rolled bad and he coughed up water or something like that. It was really funny. But so I wanted to kind of live build the rest of it and show off to you guys. When Matt was building that was before we had Caverns Deep actually out, or even it was in the process of being made. So I wanted to show you guys some terrain tray stuff and kind of how we've altered what Matt had was the KS2 Caverns water tiles, which we're kind of shifting out of. We're trying to phase into more of these things where it uses negative space, as you can see here. And then that way, you're using less tiles. You're using less of a build, and you're kind of messing around with better designs in terms of these bank pieces are very they're fun because they have this really nice angle. They all kind of match up to each other, and it gives you more of a dynamic range of build. What else can I say about that real quick?
Walk us through how you started this.
Right. So I took the photo. Unfortunately, the photo that we had was the one screenshot, so it's a little hard to see. So this is going to be maybe not an exact replica of it, but it's going to be a good approximation.
It's also first built with water tiles.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay,
yeah. The KS2, no, it's not a big deal. I just mean that was what I was saying, the KS2 stuff. So what I did first was we made sure that I started on the far side of the build and just kind of what we have here are the Trifecta wall pieces. And what these help us do is these pieces come in two. So this is 609. So I'm going to use it on the sniper cam. That's probably better, right?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I can come to you. It's not. So as you can see, this Trifecta wall has this really neat design on the outside, and it has this sort of convex groove into the inside. So what you do is you take this, which is the Trifecta Ledge piece, and luckily for those at home, if you guys ever have an issue with trying to figure out which piece is which piece, a lot of the SKUs for the Trifectas specifically are one number away from each other. So it's if you're looking at 601 and you want to know which Trifecta Ledge piece is going to come in, it's probably 602. So anyway, the nice part about these Trifecta pieces is they have a similar design in that this flat top is supposed to hit this piece. So now we have this Trifecta corner wall. Now it's its own double piece. But if we remove it, I can flip this ledge, and now it has the same sort of angle as all these banks. So I can even put it right here. And now, as you can see, it's sort of like helping the bank on this other end. It gives you a kind of more, again, just everything that we're trying to do with these pieces is modularity, is sort of making everything dynamic enough that you can take the same 8 pieces and do 30 different builds. Now that's obviously an exaggeration, but like, so anyway. And then this, what also helps this is that it creates wall space and additional negative space to help you save room on the board. So now this thing isn't attached to this all the time. You can use this as wall without having to have floor. Kind of the main goal of Caverns was to make it something where you weren't just, it was, open space. I don't want to say too much more. I mean, I kind of came in after Caverns, and I wouldn't want to say things that the design team would disagree with. But
Right.
like,
It's one of the things that Caverns did well for sure, though.
it was what it was
is
supposed to do.
open space, yeah.
Yeah, it was meant to open it up and be like, how do we make a Caverns build that that allows for a lot of open space without having too much crap in the way.
Yeah.
And like that was what some of the KS2 stuff did. Was that they're all really cool, like and well built, but it just made everything still kind of clunky. So this was the idea.
So while you're building, a lot of people like on the forums have commented and stuff about how they have problems storing and organizing stuff. And you're the archivist here at Dwarven Forge, so do you have any tips for people that maybe don't have the huge storage that we do? But
yeah, I would say this is something I say a lot in like the customer service portions. So yeah, hi everybody. If you ever see Tyler Ankerman's name on a customer service, it's me. So you know exactly where to direct your anger. No, nobody's actually really that
I
angry.
mean, people in the office are allowed to be angry at
Yeah,
him, but
that's
please
true.
be nice outside of the office.
So what I do, because our space is pretty open, I mean, and we still even only have so much space for our own product too. So we are always constantly facing the battle of how do we store this correctly. So what I did was I kind of did this Dewey Decimal System. As you can see on here, it's probably hard to see the actual, I'll bring it a little bit closer. But I have here, I have the environment, which is caverns. And then over here, it was like where it was positioned on the bin, and I've also put the names of the pieces on top. So we use Uline, these big giant racks. So obviously that's not helpful for everybody. So in your own collection, what I would say is the best thing to do overall is group it by environment. So things like caverns, castles, cities, dungeons, and from there, another really good option is to put like pieces next to like pieces. You're gonna want your building block pieces like basic floors, and your wall pieces. You're gonna want those to be next to each other because those are your basic building blocks. You want those as readily available as possible because you're gonna use a lot more of those than you will, say, any of these Banks pieces.
Uh-huh.
Like Banks pieces are specific, but like you may not use them as much, or your scatter pieces, depending on what kind of game you're playing. If you're more of a war gamer, maybe your scatter pieces are your important pieces. But that's basically it. Just put your most important pieces at the top.
So 2 quick comments. First, Bastard of Buffalo says it's nice to put a face to the name. Tyler is excellent to work with.
Yeah.
But then also Arthur Rustdale. Arthur Rustdale?
I always look at it as Athoris Dale.
Athoris Dale.
Like some kind of like fancy Latin
Okay,
for
sure.
being a writer.
Athoris
name's
Dale.
But then also
Okay.
Dale.
Yeah.
If castles, caverns, and city all start with C. Oh yeah, he says yup to Athoris Dale.
Okay.
Why would you use a C as your environment abbreviation?
So internally at Dwarven Forge, what we call cities is city builder system, and what we call the castles is the castle builder system. So
Also CBS and CBS, so you can tell them apart.
yeah, of course. So the thing I do on top of that is, caverns remains as a C because that's pretty simple. But with city builder, I just go CB, and we did something in the office that was more just like a castle's rook as the castle builder system. But whatever makes sense to you, like honestly, if you said city builder and then you just said castle, you could put CA. I scratched my head on that one for a long time too, and ended up with CB for city, and then C for caverns, and then the castle design for castle.
Sorry, I read a word wrong, and it
changed the sentence.
It changed the sentence entirely.
Uh-huh.
Finley Shard, somebody who's on this stream all the time, hey Finley, said castle builder could be fortification builder for FB instead.
Yeah, of course. Like, again, it's however you can imagine it in your own head is the best idea. I mean, when I came in and started to do this work, the reason I quote unquote did such a good job was because I was doing it in a way nobody had thought of yet. So it just happened to work out that way.
We also do have two kind of announcements to make.
Go for it.
Regarding the stream. The first is that about a half hour before the stream, we hit 700 followers, which is a cool milestone.
Mm-hmm.
We hit 666 on Tuesday, then we hit 700 today. So just a lot of cool milestones. The second is that this is the stream that makes us affiliate. So
Woo!
yeah.
So thank you for being here. Honestly,
Yeah.
So probably the next stream too, we're gonna have those fun little emojis and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
after this stream, we just gotta fill out a little bit of paperwork, and then we'll be approved for it. And then we can put the emojis in. They approve the emojis, and then we'll have them for the next stream. We should.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. So while Tyler's building, feel free to submit your questions and everything. Until then, I guess I'll bother him.
Sure.
So how do you deconstruct a build that you see online to rebuild it?
I mean, it really does depend, because if I have the same pieces as that, it's probably easier. It's probably something that I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about. But what I would also suggest to people, and what I suggest a lot of the time in customer service as well, is creativity is paramount in this. And one of my favorite parts of watching Critical Role is seeing Matt's sort of craftiness. So Matt will routinely give, he'll put on, he'll make stained glass windows, or he'll do these things that add to the sort of diorama-esque thing that you can do to terrain.
No, that stained glass was nuts.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was the exact reason that you should. Dwarven Forge pieces don't need to be the only thing on your table to make a good build. If you only used our stuff as scatter, if you only used our stuff in complement to something else, perfect. I've talked about it a bunch of times where it was use cardboard. Use your trash cardboard and just kind of glue that stuff together. And I understand that some people are I'm not as gifted in that. And it's that's totally fine. But I can guarantee you, from my experience as a DM, your players appreciate so much more when you're just putting
for sure
2 ounces of that creativity into it. They love that so much more, because also Chris plays in my game and he's admitted as not that much of a visual.
Yeah, you DM in your spare time too. So coming into Dwarven Forge, I'm sure you kind of just knew how to get things organized and stuff. Have you used terrain before you worked here?
No. I remember before I worked here, it was I loved Dwarven Forge, and I was I'm friends with somebody who works here before that, and it was just kind of being very excited to hang out and see the new stuff and help out whatever I could. But I had always done, a battle mat, like a Chessex mat or something like that. And so it just was stuff that you don't always think you're going to be useful. And then it turns out that the way you think about that stuff actually is helpful, because that is what I found, was that more times than not, I can rebuild this stuff because I think that's also just something in my head that I have a artistic brain or whatever.
I mean, yeah, you also draw.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if that really answered the question. I just I feel like I talked a bunch of shit for a second.
Love it.
So right here, what I'm trying to do, as you can see in this corner, is that we have this spot that's kind of annoying is that it doesn't match up as much as I want it to, right in here. So I can take this piece, this like corner, slide it in there, and it's not bad. But I'm wondering if I can get better, and so I'm going to try to put something here where it might rest better and sit into this. No, it's already going to not be good.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Oh no.
And sometimes that's the thing with these like this is my first time building this thing, so I'm interested to see how this is going to go. And this piece might work just a little bit better because it has more of a that's actually going to work great. So I'm going to take another one of these basic floors and set it next to that, and then probably just one more of these. No, that's a bank, so I should probably put a bank down there. Put that there.
How long have you? Well, like, what episode of Critical Role are you on, and how long have you been listening/watching?
I am one behind. So the live show that's happening tonight in Chicago, I'm one behind that. So I don't even get to watch.
So
it.
last week.
Yeah, last week's. And I have been watching since halfway through campaign 1.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. Chris and I went to a really cool festival at the time called MagFest.
It was cool at the time.
It's this music and games festival. It's really rad. And we were able to sit in on it was Matt and Marisha were there talking about it. And before we left, it was Chelsea was actually really interested in it because we had already been playing some D&D, and she was kind of like, "Oh, I heard about this thing."
No, she hadn't played yet. What happened was I hadn't actually watched Critical Role at that point.
Neither had I. And that was
and I knew it was a lot of voice actors, and for some reason I thought Tara Strong was involved. And she loves Tara Strong.
Yeah.
So I got her to go to this panel because I thought she'd be involved. It wasn't the case, but she got interested in D&D.
Well, and then on top of that, I found out about it because we're like, we're going to go to this thing. It was like, that sounds cool. And on the way over, I started watching one of the episodes, and I was like, this is incredible. And so I just spent the next... It took me probably around 6 months to catch up at that point, because I think they were at least episode 49 or 50 by the time I had actually... I can't remember exactly, but I got back, and I was able to watch the finale. I was there for the finale of Campaign 1, and it was so rad. That's actually, not to spoil too much, but that is certainly one of the builds that is on our list, is the Vecna fight. And I'm kind of excited to do that one. But I don't know. It's like, I'm thinking I might save that for closer to when the animated series comes out, if we keep doing this.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah.
So Jazz Ambassador a while ago said that you're somebody that's fun to make fun of or yell at. So
yeah,
is there somebody we know?
Yeah, it is.
Probably.
That would be Letitia.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair. Like I can understand
it's true.
That. My dad would agree.
Oh jeez.
Is it too much? Too dark?
I mean, go your own way, man. Are you outlining it first with the walls? Are you doing like a puzzle piece kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of, in my head, that's how I would build.
With puzzles.
Yeah, sure. But like also...
I'm like, I'm not even just joshing.
But the
like,
puzzle thing...
Yeah, outline first and then build in.
Because again, I'm also working off of like, when it comes to our pieces, we have we have build guides, we have a lot of different pictures of the map. So you have like 6 different ways to actually see it. So you get to know every piece really well. And in this, I only have this one shot. So I'm I'm trying to get to the part that's probably a little bit more fun than just the outline.
Right. Well, how do you do scaling and stuff?
How do you mean scaling?
So if you start with the outside and you're like, I know that I'm going to have like blah, blah, blah lakes or blah, blah, blah things. Mm-hmm. How do you like set a chunk aside to be like, oh, I know I can't build here and I know I have to get, maybe I'm not making sense. No,
I think you are making sense. Like that's kind of what we did right here.
Right.
We set this up in this way so that because we knew that we were going to have to, like I set up these terrain trays like this because I knew I was going to have more information down this way. and it was a longer build than a square build. So I was like, all right, we have to make sure that this pathway and it goes in this weird kind of amoeba shape.
Nice.
So it's like that was kind of conceptually in my head.
Shape.
What I could see in the build that Matt's done is like, okay, there's it circles around and then it comes right here, and then over here we have a lot more elevation. So that's the other thing I'm also trying to prepare for is like making sure we have enough space for that. And speaking of, I should have had one more of these, but we're fine.
You want us to grab one?
No, I have some stuff behind me. I'll probably, if I need it. It doesn't need to go on the terrain tray. It just, because it's also going to be stuff that's like, that's not negative space. Like this stuff all over here was not negative space. So it's fine. And that's what you do. You just go around and you figure out what's good and you figure out what's not good. And you keep moving. You keep going. And you fly with what you got.
How often do you build?
Not often, actually. I usually get pieces for Nate, and then that's it.
Oh, dang. Have you for your stream also?
Yeah.
Okay, so
once or twice.
I know that both Chris and Tyler are too polite and proud to, well, not proud, but they're too polite to boost their own stuff, but they actually have a pretty good live play stream of their D&D called Natural Ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Twitch. Wednesday nights?
Wednesday nights, yeah.
I think I'm going to have to change this guy and then exchange this one for this one.
I'm going to try to move this camera over.
Because the more I look at the build, it kind of has more water going this way, so I might even just... No, I like that one being there. You know what? That's fine.
Letitia says it looks great, Tyler.
You mean the part that you worked on? I like it that way.
She also said, do you even build, bro? And then Athorisdale said, when reproducing a map, I like to start from the key strategic elements and work out from there. So that's kind of the opposite, where he does inward out instead of outward in.
No, I like that. That's good too. Like,
I agree with that too.
Yeah, either way is... I think it is just more of a puzzle brain for me, and also like a Lego thing, where it's like, you build the meat and then you put it, or is the potatoes first?
Well, it's like you're doing you're thinking architecturally.
I know it's meat and potatoes, but in that scenario, is the potatoes the stuff that's the structure, and then the meat is the good part?
The point is that they go together. The point is that they're like the backbone of the meal. Meat and potatoes means that...
What's my point? Is the potatoes the backbone or is the meat the backbone?
They both are. That's why it's meat and
potatoes. All right, cast your votes,
sure.
Kids.
But like,
meat
one
or
is more
potatoes.
important than the other, right? One's like... Do you like the meat more than you like the potatoes? I guess is my point.
That's just a personal thing,
the meat.
But like the phrase is meat and potatoes. You never go like, oh, this is the potatoes.
Oh my gosh. Just kiss about it already. Jeez.
Alright. I am glad that you came to me about it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Thanks, Twitch, for making us affiliate.
Wow.
That's what you get.
Hey, Dwarven Forge guys and gals, when does the Kickstarter for DF Wildlands start? Said Stick Death 1.
When does it start?
We actually can't tell details like that. We can say the words soon and eventually.
And yes, it is still happening.
Yes.
That's the most we can say at this moment. I wish I could tell you more.
I know.
But what I can tell you is that Cavern's Deep is going to hit the store on Saturday at noon.
That's right. You want the cavern stuff, you better be ready.
Siri,
that sounds very scary.
You better be ready.
You better be ready.
It's going to fly to you.
Because I want those sweet, sweet looking trees. We agree, Stick Death. But you can also, it's this Saturday at noon.
This Saturday at noon, Eastern
Cavern
Standard Time.
Steep is going to be on the web store. So we have some sick AF trees there.
See, this is a scenario where I need a different type of turn. So I need this thing to go this... Oh, but that has the Dwarvenite on it. That's okay.
Oh, my mom just voted meat. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
It's the phrase. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
not trying to disagree
Nobody's
with you, really.
disagreeing with you.
I'm just saying, I was trying to make a point of like, what we were saying was there were two different modes of thought.
Right.
And I was like,
Okay, so back to the point that we were talking about.
Yes.
You're thinking of it from like almost a carpentry standpoint where you're like laying down a foundation.
yeah, I think so.
But this
I think,
build isn't going vertical per se, so you have to just worry about the outside and then you can design the inside.
I agree. I think that's kind of the part, is that it's like the highest it's ever going to come is probably like right here. You know? Oh, I guess yeah, I was going to say the highest it's going to come is
yay high.
There's no good angle. It's fine. It's
Just
like this. It's like it's
look at a measuring
it's
stick,
like this.
and
I'll get this camera on
what
it.
Tyler is
Okay.
holding up is about yay high.
It's like this. It's like that front of the table.
There you go.
We might not go much higher than that. So it's more important to get this kind of stuff laid out because is that gonna? I feel like there was a wall there.
That's a good amoeba, man. You got a solid amoeba shape starting.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's what I do. You see, I can put stuff like that, and then I can make you a man. No? Rocket Horror? All right.
So Tyler's fired. Clean out your archives.
else
Sorry,
was it?
no, I haven't seen Rocky Horror in years.
Okay.
Hey, Dungeon Dudes.
Definitely never seen it sober. Dungeon Dudes is here?
Definitely never seen it sober.
I love Dungeon Dudes.
Dungeon Dudes are great. Thanks for, at least following, stopping by, or whatever. I wonder if there's anybody watching at PAX. I doubt it, but I wonder.
Somebody's
Maybe.
just sitting on the show floor.
Yeah,
staring
just
at
a
their phone.
weary person. They
Like,
have
oh, God.
convention crud.
I had a already on a Thursday. That would suck.
Well, Nate thinks that I got Stefan's convention crud from when he was here.
Yeah,
But I think it was because I tossed up rocks and caught him in my
your
mouth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly why.
Well,
How
at
many
first-
times did I tell you not to do that?
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't care about you. You're not important.
I literally never listen to you. All right, step one. What is the finale eye catcher that will make the area special? Step 2. Where is the entrance the players will be using? Step 3. Fun stuff to allow players to utilize on the way to the finale. And step 4. Fill the holes that aren't negative space. And yes, got that Rocky Horror reference. Said Finley Shards. All of that.
Oh, man. Finley Shards, you're my favorite.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been here a lot. Or a good lady. Whatever you are, Finley, you're good.
You are good no matter who says you aren't.
You have good atoms.
And good apples.
I haven't had them.
Up and at 'em!
Ow. Okay.
For the longest time, I thought that was supposed to be up and ADAM.
Instead of at
Adam
them.
and-
Yeah.
Did you ever think it was up and atom, like up in like the
Well, I thought-
smallest mass?
No, I thought it was up and Adam, the firstborn of God.
What about up in Steve?
Up and Steve. Sure.
Or up in Eve?
Up and Eve. Up and Eve could be fun.
That would be fun.
Okay, so I am trying to think about what is best on
Finley's
this
a
side.
dude, it's confirmed. I'm a guy who plays many, many games.
Because this might not be working right here. As cool as I think it is to see this, the problem is I have to build around it, and if I can't really build around on this side, so I think I'm going to have to ditch this one and build something different.
Letitia flagged that up in Adam is different than up in Eve. So.
Thanks, Letitia.
Yeah, maybe that's not a... I mean, it's still a cool phrase, but...
I guess that's what all I was thinking about was just the cool phrasing of it, but sure. I think if I turn it just a bit more like that, that'll give me the angle I want, because what I want to do is I want to do something like that. I want this area to be a bit more watery, have more of an edge. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge.
I'm in hot, not to lose my head.
The song's about the French Revolution, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guillotines.
It's from Les Mis.
It's from Les Mis.
That's Javert right there.
That's Javert.
Javert. It's me, your boy Javert.
Javert.
Oh man, we're having a great time.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
You said we.
It's the royal we.
It's a pejorative.
Royal we still means we.
Using the royal we means he won't last long in the French Revolution.
Royal we means we need a new rug.
Right, bro. Good, Raggy.
Literally, Selena said, "Shut up, Chris."
Well, I guess that answers the question. Is anybody watching from past?
Yeah. Hey, Selena,
Awesome.
we miss you.
Yeah, I hope it's all going great over there.
Don't listen to Tyler. Tyler doesn't care. I care.
Okay.
Ask Toby how the Animal Crossing booth at PAX is.
Ask Toby to dye his blue beard blue.
I mean, I'm assuming Selena doesn't really care about the
honestly,
Animal Crossing.
please.
That'd be
Well,
cool.
Why? Why wouldn't she?
I don't think she's into Animal Crossing. I've never heard her
I think
talk
she
about
could totally be,
it.
but
She could be, but I don't think she
because
is.
I don't know if she's played it, but she likes The Sims, which I'm like, Sims is like adult Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
think like Sims is something that like a lot of people who generally don't play other games are aware of because of how accessible it is. I think Animal Crossing has a bit, since it has to be like a Nintendo console and stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Don't worry, Chris has really thought about
no. This is all I do.
it. I know that's I was.
Toby is
pardon me.
slaying spells now. What does that mean?
Me, Animal Crossing, but of course. All right.
Oh, if she's actually an Animal Crossing. Okay, then that answers the question.
That is not what I sound like.
Toby and I were like wondering
That's not
whether
what
we
you
should
sounded
start.
like.
I do not sound like this.
I wasn't making
All
fun
right.
of you.
All right.
I wasn't making fun
I'm
of
very
you.
sensitive today. I've been locked in a
It's a-
house
it's a
for
very
5 days
specific
straight.
reference.
So
It's a very specific
Selena knows what I'm
reference. It's not
doing,
you.
and so does Chris.
Yeah, it's a John Mulaney reference.
Mhm.
Well, a Nick Kroll reference.
Yeah. It's from the.
So
Anyway,
surely-
say what you were gonna say.
Yes.
Oh yes, about Javert.
Javert?
I think if I do.
No, but
that-
Toby and I were like wondering if we should start a Animal Crossing town for the office. Yeah, so we should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have a copy of the GameCube version, right? We can just get it and pop that in.
Oh
Don't
no,
you?
I don't. But I would totally get one. I
Does
have.
Chris?
Huh?
Don't you have one?
I probably do. I'll have to check when we get home.
Yeah.
If not, like I mean, the Switch version comes out soon, and we can.
I know Toby has a Switch, but I do not have a Switch, and I would like to get a Switch.
So you can
But
have 4 people in a town in the original. I think you can have 8 people.
you can
in-
have 4. Yeah.
I think you can have 8
in the
people in the new one.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's
The new
8.
one looks sick AF.
I'm very excited.
Just so you guys saw that.
And it's
Oh
modular.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah,
Back
reason
to the
we're here,
build.
reason we're here.
No. We're here to chill. Like
Cedar Valley
honestly,
2's dope.
we are here to have a good time. I just wanted to make sure to point this out. What I did here was I took the. So what I wanted to do, I'm gonna. Can I? Yeah. Okay. In this corner, I wanted to make this happen again, with the. Oh man, I'm forgetting the piece name.
Swell wall?
No, it's a corner. It's a
Corner-
corner stalagmite.
Yeah.
Corner fill stalagmite. And so what I wanted to do was make sure that I could fill this corner right here to make the build just look a little bit cleaner. But because it's sitting at the same place as a lot of the trifecta pieces, it's not tall enough. So it would have to sit up here to actually match the same cave wall. So I just took one of our 1x1 floor pieces, one of these guys, and I just put it on top of that, and it pretty much covers up the floor piece pretty well. As you can see, like you can't really see it that much, and it adds to the height of the actual corner fill. So things like that. Like I guess what I'm trying to bring up in that moment is ease of life hacks for Dwarvenite. You know, just moments where you need a little bit of verticality, or you need a little bit of extra something in a spot. Just attempt that. Just see if like a small piece is going to help you, or you can even technically, I didn't have to use the 1x1. I could just like boost it up by a different mean. But if I have the piece, I'm going to use it.
All right.
I hope that makes sense and is not bullshit.
Sly Flourish would like a swell wall tutorial.
A swell wall. Okay.
Maybe this is just something in the future. How to leave and get back on the grid with swell walls and stuff.
I'm curious what you mean by how to leave and come back.
Back grid swell walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm interested to hear the follow up to that, like because swell walls are certainly interesting. Do I have? Yeah, I have some. I've got a swell right, and I have a swell ledge. So I can.
So a 1 to 2 swell wall breaks the 2x2 grid.
Correct. And that's sort of the idea.
I think Sly Flourish means how to get back on the grid after you break out of it.
Maybe there's a better answer, but from the top of my head, like from what I would imagine him building, and maybe Nate has a better answer. But what I would say is you could potentially just use another 1x2, and then that puts you back into the actual 2x2, like making sure that everything's uniform. But the sort of purpose of the 1x2 or any 1x1s or any of the swells really was to give a sort of dynamic. Oh God, I keep using that word. And it's not really what I don't want to keep using it, but it's meant to.
I'll look up synonyms for
juxtapose the idea of how a build should look. Like a dungeon can look uniform really easily because you're talking about a man-made structure, and that's kind of how we did a lot of the architecture of the pieces. That's how we made them. Why we made them the way we did. Same thing with City Builder and Castle. And in Caverns Deep, what we were really trying to do was give unique forms to the tiles and to give a more natural look to them. So even on this, which is this is the swell right? Yes. So what do we switch
What
to?
do you want on this?
Yeah. This is probably better because it's I'm trying to get into the light. Yeah. All right. This is the swell wall right. And so what you can tell is there's only, I think this might be the piece you're even talking about, because there's only one square on it that is actually traversable. And that's kind of the point, is that you want something that gives a spot to sit and gives an extra positioning. Like I'm using it right here next to a regular corner. And I feel like I should try to stop there. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit at answering it, and
okay.
I don't want to say.
We can address it later.
Yeah, we might have to do a video about it just because
Selena
that's my thought.
Says that she thinks that we might have covered it in. I've lost the message, but I think it was Caverns commenting.
The comments in Caverns. It's the most recent build of the month.
Yeah.
Okay, so the most recent build of the month on our YouTube might have something covering it. She also says the 1x2 floor is great for that.
Mm-hmm.
What Sly Floor said was, I found when I used them on my whole build had this long 1x1 offset. So hopefully we can just address that at a later date. But
you mean a long strip of it was missing? Because if so, that could be easily solved. Because you've got. I'm hoping I'm understanding this correctly, and if I'm not, there's a Caverns video where Nate is more adept at answering the question, I'm sure. But you got the 1x2 floors as well. That if there are spaces missing and it's more uniform, you can pop those in there. But I guess snapping back to a grid, there should be fill pieces. There should be other pieces that pair with swell walls that actually help you get back to a grid.
Well, Sly Flourish says, I found when I drop in one, she needs to use, or they need to use a ton of 1x1s, 1x2s, and 1x1 corners.
Gotcha.
So
okay, yeah.
I understand that it's like a piece need kind of thing. Maybe the video will cover it, and if it doesn't, we'll just be able to address it later.
Yeah, we will certainly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I recall, Nate, I'm pretty sure, that build of the month was all about swell walls. That was like one of the things that was like, this is one of our biggest questions that we get. Chris, or do you mind? I just realized I would love. There is a bin Caverns 2. I believe it's 3.02. It is the corner 1x1 walls and the straight 1x1 walls.
Where?
Caverns 2.
Caverns 2, 1x1, and
1x1. They're both 1x1s. That
Okay.
the corner and the walls. It should be on the third shelf.
okay, great.
I'm hoping I'm right. I'm only the guy who puts it all away.
I mean, it's your reputation on the line. This is what you're paid to know.
I know it's gonna suck.
There's a trifecta piece that is the direct opposite of the swell wall as well, says Dungeon Dudes.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember.
So is it like a convex wall, or like what is that? So like it goes the other way, like it's supposed to be on the outside?
It's something like that.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Was it the third shelf?
I don't remember.
Come on, my reputation was staked on it.
Well, I don't really give a rat's about your
You're
reputation.
saying trifecta walls or trifecta swell wall left?
Yeah.
There is a trifecta piece that is the direct opposite of the swell wall as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Selena says, nerd.
So she stole it from you, is what you're saying.
No. Ping Nate's personal Twitter about it in the swell walls. He'll fiddle sometime after PAX.
Yeah. It's probably a better idea.
Yeah, make Nate deal with it.
That's not what I meant by it.
No, I know.
Yeah, why are we worrying about things when we could just have Nate do it?
Yeah, why do we have to do work when Nate could do the work?
Wow, guys, that sounds really shitty.
Kidding.
I know we are, but like, out of context, it sounds really shitty.
Oh, I guess people don't know us.
No.
Or we're being sarcastic.
Yes, we are. We love Nate, and he does a lot for the company to make it better.
Nate's number one, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Nate
that
make
might
Nate
actually
deal
work
with
better.
it, says Selena.
Hashtag. Make that a hashtag.
Yeah, let's get it going. Get it trending or like
Can we get that trending on Twitter?
yeah, in any country. It doesn't even have to be America. It could be one of the small ones.
I'd actually prefer if it was any other country.
Yeah?
I'm hoping.
Like
that might
which
work.
country would you prefer make Nate deal with
If we can
it?
get that trending in Germany, that'd make me really happy.
I kinda want like I don't know, Brazil.
Trending in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. It's just a ton of gifs.
Brazilians furious that
Oh.
American.
Do you guys know what Bombo
Korean
Clot is?
Bomboclat?
Yeah, what is this?
Apparently, it's something that. So it's
Keep
you know
seeing
it's
it on
a trend on
Twitter.
Twitter and it's basically become like a caption this sort of thing, but apparently it doesn't actually mean what people have taken it to mean. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I'm not that hip.
me neither.
He's this hip.
I've seen some discourse. I've seen some discourse suggesting that it's kind of messed up, but I don't know too much.
Sly Flourish asks, what are your favorite pieces from Caverns Deep, and what pieces surprise you how cool and useful they were?
That was a good.
Stick Death One also says hashtag friends.
Is on Netflix. Is it? Is it still there?
Yes.
Is it taken off?
No.
I haven't watched it in a very long time. It's one of those shows, like, my mom was super into it, and it never landed for me.
It's because it's probably not that good. My
don't have to say anything
humble
more.
opinion is that the writing isn't horrible,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have to rely on a laugh track, you're doing something wrong. And I
Wow,
don't
way
care
to
if
call
it's
me out.
90s sitcom.
I think
Yeah,
that's my main
shape up.
problem with a lot of like sitcom shows is that it's like I don't exactly understand what the motivation is behind having a laugh track or just be a comedy. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just like the style of what it was supposed to be. There's like
Well, so it's trying to
Seinfeld
evoke.
is
So the whole thing with sitcoms is, you know, they're trying to evoke that kind of sense of being in a theater with people, which is like initially they were actually taped in a live audience, and so
Like
I don't know.
Cheers.
Well, so they're okay. Comedy is a really weird subjective thing, right?
Yeah.
Like there are jokes
Is this
that
the
you
wrong
can make.
tangent?
No.
You meant hashtag
Like
friends.
there are jokes
Okay.
that like you can that we've made here tonight that have been really funny to us here, but if we put them in a scripted thing, it would not be funny. Like like it's only funny in this context. I think that's the same thing with sitcoms. I think with sitcoms, there are jokes that you can write for sitcoms that for some reason are
we
really,
got
really
affiliate.
Funny. We got affiliate.
We just did affiliate.
Oh, did it message us?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
An hour into the stream, they messaged us. Cool. We'll start that process after the stream today.
Yeah.
We just gotta do a couple things and then it'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would really love to have the emotes and stuff ready so people can subscribe and use emotes and all that by the next stream.
Yeah. So favorite piece for Caverns? Sorry, that's why I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said hashtag friends. I didn't know it was gonna
Right.
tumbleweed.
Yeah, sorry everybody.
Didn't even let me finish.
Yeah, you don't need to finish. I would say
You
You
my
can finish
favorite,
in a minute, okay?
I think my favorite piece from Caverns was I think it's the Trifecta collection, like honestly. Just because like what I'm already finding right now is that like, even in this little space I'm having to redo it, but I like having the option of having these pieces be freer from like their base pieces. I enjoy it. But I understand that it wouldn't work in any other context besides these caverns. And so I guess that's why it's my favorite piece. Is like it's very unique to caverns as a whole. Like this stuff, we could make dungeons like this. I don't mean to say that disparagingly either. I think that we could make really cool dungeons like banks into negative space. I just think that the Trifecta is very specifically a new invention for caverns, and I'm really excited about the future.
My personal favorite piece is probably the spirit tree. Because I don't really build that much around the office. I've built a few things, and I really like to mess around with kind of like geometry and how things work more in dungeons, but I just love how big it is, and like it tells a really good story without like having to, like, it doesn't box you in. You can tell a lot of different things from it. Yeah. And it just so happens to be wide enough to fit a Runa can inside of it, so it also makes a great coaster.
Oh, that's the spirit tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool sculpt.
Yeah.
I think I can definitely get behind thinking that like the stuff that we make that is wood or trees is like the most impressive, just because like,
it's very impressive.
The detail that they get like in the wood is ridiculous.
I know. Okay, so none of us are sculptors, so we're not trying to brag or anything. We are genuinely very impressed with our teammates. Their artistry is it's immaculate. So good.
Having to make these kinds of pieces and like the amount of work and dedication they put into all of this stuff to make these things connect as well.
Insane.
That's a whole other extra step on top of it. It's like not only do these pieces have to match each other in their own environment, they have to also potentially blend with dungeons, and they have to blend with city, dependent on what you want to do, because the entire point of Dwarven Forge and Dwarvenite in general is modularity. We want you to be able to build a cavern city, which I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah, making all of it playable on top of looking good is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Finley Shard says, could totally use the trifectas with the banks on top to create a canyon with a negative space river for an outdoor build.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Retweet.
I'm into that.
Finley's posted a lot of really cool ideas. Was he the one? Finley, were you the one who was like, "Hey, what if you used UV paint to put like symbols?"
I think that was.
Yeah, it was Finley.
Pretty sure.
Because we were talking on the painting stream. We were talking about using UV paint for Flanagan.
Oh yeah, that'd be rad.
Authoress Dale is still struggling to do a custom paint job on the castles to blend with the caverns. And to be honest with you, our castles have like kind of a variety of paint schemes. They all do mesh together, but you can tell that there's different eras. So
yeah, that was a thing with like when they came out.
Yeah.
And, like when they were added, like something.
It's been corrected now.
Yeah.
But I think that castles, like just things in the light of day, it's kind of hard to mend well. And I think one thing that Caverns does really well is because even though it is a natural environment and it has so many different like places to go, you can kind of not seamlessly but like actually start to push it into a dungeon without it feeling like a different, like it feels like the same kind of grouping.
Yeah.
Like it's not unnatural. I don't know any words. Like I
think you're hitting it right on the head. Like you're hitting the correct, I don't want to say verbiage, but like
verbology.
Like the verbal adjacent of verbology. But I think you're exactly right though, is that it's like and I think that's something that
it's very blue, yeah.
We're talking about with the future of Dwarven Forge in general, is just like all the different things that we could do, and that sometimes the crappy part at the end of the day is that we want to do so many things, and then we have to hammer down and be like, well, this is what we're doing this time, and it's like, but why can't we just do it all?
Right.
Because we want to take the time to actually like hand sculpt every piece.
Yeah.
So it's really just like a time thing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the thing of like we can only do so much, and our sculptors are very, very talented, but
if all we were doing was making like 3D printing files and just cranking them out that way, that'd be one thing. But like to do all the quality checks and everything for hand sculpting a piece, and sending it around and casting it, and making sure it all works, it's
a lot of extra work, and
it's a quality over quantity thing.
Yeah, and I'm much happier about that.
So Vegas DM says, I have a love-hate affair with the trifectas, but yes, I think I still need more of them. And then Alpha Stream 1 says, I like this layout. One thing I struggle with is building dungeons. Is creating circular rooms.
Yeah, I mean, circular rooms with dungeon are always kind of a mixed bag. What I found a lot of the times for me in that is that, I struggle with that sometimes as well. Like, even on a battle mat or something like that, like you want something to be cool and you want something to look different, and you like, especially if you're doing like a different kind of build, like if you're doing like a pagoda or you're doing some kind of mosque or kind of different architectural layout. But what I would say to that is there are some curved pieces in our Dwarven Forge dungeons. They're very helpful for that exact thing. I think they are... Oh, man. I can't remember what they're called right now. I think it's large curved wall or something. But they come in their own pack, and they're really helpful for exactly what you're talking about. It's just this piece that rounds out all of the... it's a piece that, like, you put 4 of them together and you create, like, a circular room. And then you can insert doors on each side, or you can put walls inside of them as well. So, kind of helps that. And I think another thing on top of that is to think about it... I suck at it, but think about it mathematically. Just kind of like how you can put a curve inside of a triangle. That's a really dumb way to say it, but I just mean to say that like even squares or rectangles can have curves in them. I'm trying to think of the way to say it, and I can't remember because I'm dumb.
Well, you're not dumb. That got weird.
I didn't mean for
geometry. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was like,
you're just beating yourself up about something. No, you're good. I get what you're saying. Is like, I don't know how to say it, but it's like, it's not even stripping a piece down. It's just like building more structure within by using geometry.
Yeah. And sometimes you can even do that just by blocking off sections. Like take a towel or take a carpet or something. Carpet. I mean, just rip up your carpet, put that on top, and then
you don't need it.
But you know how I'm sure a lot of you out there also do the thing where you block portions of your map because you don't want people to like see ahead, and so that fog of war type thing. You could potentially even do that with your room. Like you could just put stuff on top of it to make it the shape that you want. Right? Like,
that's kind of what I mean by ad hocing this stuff, is that it's like, use our pieces where you can, and then if you're trying to get to another place, warp something into what you want. Like, take some cardboard, or take some what's another good material that you could do that out of? Like foam. That's how we do a lot of our mocks, like our original stuff before we even start touching clay.
Yeah, that's the very basics.
Is like we just cut up some foam, glue those things together, and make the shapes. That's honestly a really fun way to do it, I would say. So you got a scroll saw, you got some foam, and you got any sort of thoughts on how you want it to look, and go for it.
Well, that's why so much of our interaction with the community is based around them showing us their builds and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we do have, like, we arrange these into sets, and it's like, hey, here's this encounter and this encounter, because it's like, this is one way that you can do it. Mm-hmm. But, like, so much of our interactions with the community and our backers and everything is, hey, send us what you're doing with it. And so people send us stuff where they're like, hey, we used your city builder system, and we took one of those, like, high school anatomy skeletons, and we plopped it down in the middle of the table and put a sword in it. And built a town around it.
Yeah, that looked awesome.
That was so cool. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's like
and it's what Matt Mercer
Gulliver's
does too.
Travels.
With a lot of Matt's builds, he does he adds things to it. He'll bring in like materials, like he'll make cobwebs and stuff, and he'll add stuff to it, like create stuff. And he uses our stuff as a launching off point instead of just building exactly what we did. We make these modules so that like they will be fun to play through. But really, the most exciting part is seeing people take this stuff, add their own creativity, and make something like wildly different.
So I think I've got a good structure for the base. I want to hear this question. I'm just going to say I'm going to start moving on to the chunks in here in just a second. But I want to point out I'm leaving. I've got this little hole right here, and I was like, oh, maybe I can put this piece in here, and that'll solve it. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to take this out, and it's a good thing that I have these little. It's fine.
It's Dwarvenite. It can't break.
That actually is the best part. I forgot that I had my 1x1 straight balls.
Woo! Look at that. Back on the grid, baby.
Baby.
Oh, baby.
It got just gross enough.
It's pretty gross.
All right. Sorry. I think you had a question for me.
Chat's been popping off.
Great.
And it's actually something related to you.
Oh, perfect.
But Alpha Stream is actually one of the writers for the Caverns Deep module.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it Teos? Or is it Will?
It just says Alpha Stream 1.
Okay.
Oh, it must be Teos because he says with Will Doyle and Nate.
Then it's Teos.
But a lot of people have been complimenting that. And I wanted to mention that you also helped work on... What did you do behind the scenes?
Well, I did a few tiny little... additional writings when some of the language had to be adjusted for items or for
editing.
Like this small amount of editing. Teos and Will really did. They did the entire story. They did a lot of the 95% of the re-edits of it. Restructuring how the Jarl and some of the other elements worked, and bared with us when we were changing things on them last minute and stuff. So it was like, yeah, they did an amazing job. Will and Teos are really the ones who if you're enjoying the Caverns Deep module at all, or if you haven't checked it out, go for it. There's some really cool stuff in there for me, like a lot of the things that Will and Teos really developed in terms of items or really cool effects from some of our item pieces, things like the mushrooms. The actual Cadaver Blight in general is a really fun mechanic that if you want to take your characters through an entire, one part of your story, you want them to be in this environment and really suffer through it. This thing called Cadaver Blight was really cool. What they did was it's this thing that you innately get, and then over time, if you continue to fail these Constitution saving throws, you get the sickness develops within you into something else. It basically keeps morphing, and it's this virus that just kind of continuously changes, and it gives you pustules that just make you ugly, or it gives you benefits. So there's these weird things where sometimes it mutates into a benefit to you, and then other times it mutates into a really bad bane or something like that. It was really cool. And sometimes it was just cosmetic, you grow black tendrils out of your face or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of compliments online. Like, we offer both the DoD module and I think the Caverns Deep 1 through, is it chapter 6 that we have out now?
1 through 6. We are currently getting through the last parts of the edits for the rest of the module for 7 through 15.
But they're free online for anybody that hasn't used them. While Alpha streams here, I've only heard praise, especially for Caverns Deep. People are like, somebody on Twitter asked me, they were like, how can I get the other half and how can I also pay you for this? And it's something that we offer for free. So like, thank you so much for your quality work in it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I got to play one of those rooms and it's insane. And then we have some more talk about using these actual pieces where Finley Shard says if you want a really organic curve, use clay, plasticine rolls and balls and gush together a look-alike for bricks or whatever, basically making partial triangle pieces. Mm-hmm. And then make some equilateral 2x2 tiles for central rooms and a few with single walls. You'll have loads more possibilities.
That sounds cool.
I know, like, when we build pieces, we typically just build a whole piece. We either make it in foam or it's the thing. Mm-hmm. But wow, we are being raided right now by Blazing Azure Crow.
A party of 58.
That is a great name.
Thanks for the raid. Wow. That's massive. Mm-hmm. Thanks. What do they do? Is that an actual play thing?
I have no idea.
I think I'm gonna have to change this curve.
Okay, change it up.
What's the hang on a second, let me.
It's just not. This is sitting in a way that I don't entirely like. So I want to see if there's a way that we can make that land better. It's like that's not gonna be good, but it's close, you know.
Nat 19 crew.
Natural 19.
That's the opposite of you guys.
That's fair. Well, you put us together. What you've got is a natural 20.
Oh, Frozen Frost says follow up if you want to talk, you cuties.
I mean, I'm down.
Oh, man.
We gotta look up Blazing Azure Crow. That's a massive raid, 58.
We have to.
I don't know what that is.
You know what a raid is?
Number. Oh, well.
Raid. I was hearing raid.
Oh.
It is
raid.
raid.
It is raid.
Oh, okay.
We'll explain it later.
Like Shadow Legends?
Raid Shadow Legends. The most addictive mobile RPG. I can't do one of those ad reads. I'm like, it's physically revolting me. I can't commit to that.
No, but what is a raid? Sorry again?
Basically, their stream ended, and they sent everybody over to our channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
This is getting slewish-ish. That's hard to say.
Sluice-ish?
What was it?
Slew-ish. I mean, that ish. You know?
Is it sluice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sluice-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What
it's
is
getting sluice-ish.
so easy?
A sluice is like, you know, like a sewer sluice?
Yeah, what does that have to...
Sloosh-ish.
Somebody's saying that.
Sluice-ish? Oh, somebody wrote that? Okay.
Or Mace is just saying
No,
it.
people are saying.
Many people are saying...
Oh, shit. I forgot about my cascading pool corner.
Language.
Cascading pool corners? Yeah, you better watch out.
Better not shout. You better not
you
cry.
gotta watch out.
You better not cry. You better not
really
cry.
curious to see what
You better not cry.
You better not cry. Better not cry.
I hate this. What is the ground made of?
It's the ground is a swamp.
This right here is
from
cave
Caverns
water.
Deep.
This is not
it's
swamp
cave
water.
water.
It's cave water.
Pardon me.
On the opposite side of most of these things is running water.
Yeah, if you're asking about like the tiles, these are Dwarven Forge tiles made out of Dwarvenite, which is our own
Blend.
Proprietary
blend.
It's called Dwarvenite.
It sounds like a coffee.
Stop trying to do ad reads if you don't like doing them.
It's not an ad read. It's just it's our stuff.
This summer.
This material right here is it's basically just fabric. I can't remember what kind of fabric. It's
so it's neoprene.
Neoprene. Thank you. This is a neoprene fabric with a print on it.
Matrix.
With this also has
No.
I don't know if you can hear it, but it has like a metal plate within it as well.
So you're knocking on a table?
you want to use that?
One cool thing we have. Which
Wait,
got
It's this one. We're on.
What camera do you want to show it on?
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I'll move it to whatever camera we
This
want.
one. We'll show it here. What are you trying to say?
Okay.
Get a magnet on it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and Vanna White it.
Yeah, go ahead and Vanna White it.
I am.
I'm Alex.
All right, do the read.
Those are two different shows.
Vanna White, now that you
My point exactly.
No, but that crossover. How good would that be?
That was a good crossover.
Be good. I'd watch
Anyway, okay, so these are our terrain trays. They are made with a metal insert so that you can actually put magnetic pieces on it. Go ahead and show them, Vanna.
See, magnet. up
Don't
on the
talk.
bottom.
Now shake it. Whoa, that is so sturdy. Now table flip it. And because it's made out of Dwarvenite, you can go ahead and drop it.
Oh.
It doesn't break.
Here, let me flip some
Thanks,
cameras.
Vanna.
So
That was
you can see
great.
it broken.
You want to see?
Drop it.
Oh no! My build. And sorry about the mic if that was way too loud.
It probably was.
But yeah, so that's, and yeah, like Chris said before, these are our specific Dwarvenite tiles made from our proprietary blend.
The whole point is that they're basically incredibly hard to break.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got kids or whatever messing with them, it's okay if they knock them over.
More than just kids, like it's also a lighter material than resin, and that was a huge thing when we were building it, 7 years ago. Was that it was like, how do we differentiate this from just regular resin builds, and how do we accelerate it to a new material that's actually better? And not only that, we can do a lot more interesting things with these things than just the resin. We can put LED sockets in them. We can put magnets inside the wall so you can put extra features on top of them. We can make... I feel like there's just so many other things that we can do with our material and the way we build our pieces than normal.
Yeah.
And the nice part about this is I can put this stuff there, and if I need to break this section of the wall out, now I'm doing something stupid and I'm putting pieces over top of it, so that basically cross this seam right here, and that's, you can't really, I'm sorry if you can't tell, like this is where the gap in the terrain trays are.
Take hold XP says you can put hot Cheetos in them.
Hot Cheetos?
Hot Cheetos in
like
them.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
You can put
I
hot
thought you
Cheetos
meant
in
like
them.
put your Cheetos in the oven, then go eat them. Hot Cheetos. I bake my Cheetos before I eat them.
It's just off topic. He's like, guys.
Deep fried Cheeto.
But basically, you can also take these and move the terrain trays individually if you wanted to. So, in the event of running a dungeon that has multiple rooms, and you can put these builds into individual rooms on the... sorry, I started that sentence incorrectly. You can put those rooms on different terrain trays and move the terrain trays in and out as you need them. So kind of nixing the whole idea of needing to have a fog of war blanket over your entire build, or having to cover specific spots and not being able to cover it just right. The nice part about the terrain trays is you can build some really cool stuff and just place them in a lot simpler.
And they have no idea anything's coming at all. Like
like they don't know what to expect next.
Would you like to moderate for a second?
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Oh yeah, I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Don't miss me too much.
I already do.
Not talking to you, Vienna.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I hate this. All right. Stuff gives me hype for table games. It's too gorgeous. Yeah, it's absolutely. It really is beautiful stuff. We're not the part of the team that like makes this stuff. So whenever we see like the new stuff in progress, whenever we see any of it come back from,
Yeah.
it's just gorgeous. I get excited to use it myself. Yeah. Nina in chat there is actually, she's like the main sculptor of basically all of this.
Our master sculptor.
And so all these details and everything, that's all her, for the most part. There's a couple other sculptors, but she's the
main.
She's the main, yeah.
Any sculpt has to be approved by Nina.
And yeah, what else is here?
Damn it.
Wanting to get into DF products for quite a while now. Just never really had the funds to buy any yet.
That's understandable. Yeah. You know, like it's one of the things that we really attempt to. Our main thing first and foremost is making sure that it's affordable, and there's just sometimes there's a certain point where we can't go any lower, you know, and it's unfortunate. We don't like that, and it does break our hearts a little bit, but it's something that, you know, we can't always entirely change the way the business is, and but I think overall, like, the amount that our pieces are, they're pretty much the lowest they can go, and that to me is helpful, because it's like we've done as much work as we possibly can, and I really appreciate that about us. I don't know.
Starbush was wondering if any of this is latex based. I don't think it is.
No.
Is it? Yeah, there's no latex in this.
No.
Oh, Mace is back. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn it. I just need this one little corner to work, and it's not.
I hear you. I mean, that's like experiment. That's like the whole point, is like the experimentation.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you have to take out, like, so many times I have sat and watched Nate, like, do a build and just have to step back, and you have to kiss yourself, and I make that joke way too often.
You really do. Every
No,
single time.
I can't help it.
Wait, you have to step back and what?
Kiss yourself.
I've never heard you say
Every time
that.
anybody says step back.
Okay.
You've never said step back random then, I guess.
I guess not. That's fine.
Guess maybe you're not my real friend.
I kind of knew that one, but
I kind of knew that one.
catch up. Come on.
Oh, I should.
So you kind of have an outside now.
Yeah, it's just this one little part that's messing me up.
Would it help you to have another cascading stalagmite? Stalactite?
You mean one of these?
No, one of those corner fills.
Oh, no. It's not so much that. It's that this little corner is tripping me up. I'm just trying to get it to sit nicely, and it's not wanting to.
Letitia wants to know if you want a 1x1 corner.
Maybe I do, Letitia.
Do
Maybe
you?
I do.
All right. Well,
Give her a yes or no answer. She's
No,
right
maybe. I'm thinking about it. Maybe that will help. I'm not positive.
Men. Let's see. I'm excited for you to get to the inside here.
I know. That's what I really want to get to. I think I can't spend too much more time on
oh,
this.
Frozen
So
Frosted
basically-
stuff gets me hyped for table games. It's too gorgeous. Wow, a lot of people popped off in chat, huh?
Chris made what up?
What?
What did I make up?
Chris made that up?
How dare you lie to our audience, Christopher?
Probably literally anything.
I lack the creative capacity to make things up.
Oh, probably the step back and kiss thing.
I did not.
No, he's...
Also, for the streamers, Nina is one of the people in our office that sculpted most of these pieces.
Yeah, Chris made sure to...
Nina. Oh, you did?
Nina.
I missed a lot.
No, you missed
It's
like
alright.
that. That was basically what you missed when you went pee.
Yeah.
Or to the bathroom, pardon me.
Thank you. Yeah, you're pardoned. Forever. You can go home.
Okay.
Finley Shard says, change the build. Have it as a channel going off the board. You can drop in one of those walls with the arch at the bottom to the top to stop the players leaving that way. And normally I would agree with him, but
Yes.
because we're recreating a build, we have to kind of... Well, I mean, maybe we're not using the exact pieces.
Yeah, we're not using the exact pieces.
So maybe
we're,
we get a little bit fun about it.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that, like, this gets...
This is the show where we show Matt Mercer how he could have made it better.
Do you need a swell?
No, I think I'm just going to simplify this. I wanted it to look a little more dynamic. Oh, I want to get rid of that word.
Dynamic?
I looked up synonyms for you.
It's
Are you
great.
ready?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm ready.
It's a great word.
Energetic, spirited, active, lively, zestful,
Ooh,
vital.
zestful. I want a zestful build.
Shut up. Let me finish.
Okay.
Vigorous, strong, forceful, powerful, potent, positive, effective, effectual, high-powered, aggressive, driving, pushing, bold, enterprising, electric, magnetic, flamboyant, passionate, fiery, zippy, peppy, sparky, high-octane, full of beans.
Ooh, can we make
Full of beans?
Full of beans?
It says full of beans.
Yeah,
It's so Dwarven Forge.
I just want everything I build to be full of beans.
How are you feeling? Static? Nah, I'm full of beans.
I'm full of beans.
Gutsy, spunky, ballsy, feisty. Go ahead, go
I
go.
think this is gonna have to how it's gonna have to be.
So that's how
So
it
one of those go-go
goes.
builds.
Full of beans.
I'm full of beans.
Cool
Stick
beans?
to Death 1 says there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Quote Bob Ross.
What a wise man.
There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Quote Michael Scott.
Quote Wayne Gretzky.
Quote Wayne Gretzky. Quote Bob Ross.
There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Quote my dad.
All right.
Alright, well.
All right. You better watch
Ellie,
out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
You better watch out.
At least your dad said happy.
It's true.
I'm having fun, chat. We're having.
I'm
good
having a
time.
fun time.
When the Wildlands comes along, there will be happy little trees and their friends too.
I think actually maybe I can do it this way. I think this might be a solve. Yeah. Yeah.
Zippy
I
peppy
think,
full
I
of
think
beans.
that's good because we can just kind of keep that as a.
So what did you do here?
What do you mean?
That sounded really accusatory. No, like, what is it that you did that you're happy with?
So, like I'm saying, like this little corner here, because I was trying to give it more of this way, was giving me a little bit of trouble. So I decided just to go kind of end it
So,
a little bit more like that,
Look
and
at this cam.
get this in here, and then
Oh, it's just
push
his
this
face. Oh.
back over here a little bit. And I think I can put another one of these or something right here to benefit this little corner. But I think that's going to help solve it. So I'm ready to get into this middle because I'm also sure that you guys are ready to get in the middle and, you know.
Actually see like the heart of the build.
Do you want to show us the photo that you're using for reference?
Sure.
Are you using one?
Yeah.
He's making the whole thing up.
I'm having to use...
Critical Role never used this map.
I'm having to use this only whenever you switch over. It's basically just a screenshot of the episode. So that's about all I got. And there's no other really great angle of it. They started to do a much better camera work as the campaign 2 went on. That's not, again, meant to diminish anything that they accomplished. It's just meant to be like, there was just better shots. There's just better angles in other episodes, and this one just kind of stayed on this one.
They got
for a
more
while.
cinematic.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Like I really like how they show off their builds now, and it's. Really
Have you
helpful.
seen how their table is built?
Yeah, it's a gorgeous table.
That blew my mind because I was wondering how they were all at the same table, and then also they had the camera thing, and now I know.
Yeah. They're constantly improving over time, which I think is one of the coolest things about Critical Role.
Yes, it's good. And then they have, when is their cartoon coming out?
It comes out in August of this year.
That soon?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like the Kickstarter like just happened?
Season 1 comes out then, and then season 2 will come out after.
But it was like it happened right before the Hellscape Kickstarter too.
Wait, it did? Wait, it was before?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, it feels like last week or something.
It was only last year.
It was before our Hellscape?
It was April. April of last year.
That's wild.
Actually, maybe March is when it started. I can't remember exactly.
See, because Hellscape sounds like forever ago to me.
Yeah, that was June.
That was June last year. That was like the end of May through June, meaning the prep and then the actual Kickstarter.
I forget.
I said I was ready, but
So
I'm pretty sure we
much of
started. I'm pretty sure we started it like
think of it.
the last couple days of May. or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was that.
Was it not?
No, it
Why are you
was.
shaking
No,
it- Why are you shaking your head at this camera as though this camera's gonna be looking at
I'm
you?
not. I'm shaking it at the white box. I'm just looking up.
Alright.
Finley says, maybe for future builds you can get a static image and add it to the overlay for a side-by-side. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, that's actually that's really smart.
Oh,
We
and then
should,
good idea. And then glasses.
Maybe I should make.
They show their boards better now thanks to the Dwarven Forge cam sponsored by Dwarven Forge.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something like what we do with the painting streams, but instead of the top left having a webcam, we put the image there,
Yeah.
and then we trade between.
That's
the
a
other
great
builds.
idea.
Yeah, let's try that.
Still?
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know when the next Critical Role build will be. We want to try building a lot of different kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was kind of we're trying out everything still. Our first week was a very big success, and we are still learning as we stream and stuff. Like, I don't know, we've jumped milestones faster than most people do.
We've been doing this for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still like trial and effort, you know. But this is doing really well. So
yeah, I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
So obviously, since we have all this terrain around, one of the main things we can do pretty easily is a lot of building stuff. And so we thought of doing Critical Role rebuilds because Matt uses our stuff. But there's only so many of those maps, and we don't want to do it too much. So we're gonna do these every now and then. But we have other ideas for building that we want to do.
There was also, this is a little bit unrelated, but a different streamer today called, what was it? Painting.
Oh, Jimmy the Brush.
Jimmy the Brush unboxed one of our things today. And he might still have it up if you guys want to go check it out. But it's kind of a foyer into the wargaming stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, that's another thing is we're known for a lot of tabletop D&D mostly right now, but
How is it 8:20?
What's up?
It's just like super late.
It is.
We've got like 40 minutes, and I got to build the rest of this.
Go.
All right, I'm done.
Figure that out at the end. Build out the center.
It's all right. I spent a lot of time on the wall, and I want to get to the part that is actually going to utilize more interesting pieces.
Well, one thing that Nate does really well is be able to talk and build at the same time, and I think it is a lot harder than it looks.
Sure.
It's a muscle.
Yeah.
Like I think Nate's for those of you who are new to this, Nate is the creative director of the company, and so for years now he's always been doing builds. Like he usually does the builds for conventions and all that. He's like the main builder, and so he's used to building and talking at the same time, just because he'll be talking to other people in the office. And he'll be multitasking and like getting the build ready that we have to do, and also having like a business meeting at the same time sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a muscle, more or less.
I just thought it was. I just didn't realize I'd spent that much time, and
It's all
I
good.
feel bad a little bit.
I feel bad. We're all having a good time.
Yeah. So right now I'm gonna. I guess this is also sort of why I wanted to build out the wall anyway. The wall was gonna be the more complicated part. Like, a lot of this bank stuff and a lot of these extra pieces aren't as confusing. When you get to... That's what I've sort of found, is that I have a lot more... I guess this is back to our puzzle conversation, or like how I build. That's kind of my thing. Is I think about the exterior so much more because I'm like, that's how much space I'm going to have to play inside. And this is a lot easier now that I have this kind of like structure involved. So let's see. Then there was also this. I think I'm gonna have to use these. They may be just a little too big, but they will suffice.
What's the TOA build? I'm not very aware of. We did a
TOA?
A TOA build for Critical Role, I think it was.
I am unaware of that abbreviation.
I'm sure they'll let us know.
Sometimes what you find, the only thing sometimes with the terrain trays, what's nice is having bigger ones, because then you get into a position like this where this piece doesn't want to sit
on the corner.
Yeah, it because of the magnet, it's trying to sit on that corner, and so sometimes these things are. There was an issue with some of our terrain trays where they weren't true scale, and so they just don't always sit correctly.
We're at Tomb of Annihilation.
Tomb of Annihilation, yes. I don't think that was. I don't remember that being Critical Role. I'm pretty sure that was D&D.
It might have been.
Because Tomb of Annihilation was one of the D&D books, not a Critical Role. Okay, let's get some of these platforms in there too. Alright.
Well, the initial question was, how many unique pieces have you made for Critical Role? I know the TOA gear rooms look pretty unique.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it might have been like tangential, like for D&D, but like have you done any of that for Critical Role?
Gotcha. No, nothing specifically for Critical Role, but Matt has had a few pieces that we had a few of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially with the ice caverns, there are some ice pieces when they go to the mountains and they fight the white dragon.
and the Yetis.
That's another build I like.
That episode was we used
Didn't we send them?
Mm-hmm.
And then they sent it back. Am I thinking of something else?
No, I think you're thinking of something else. But I'm pretty sure in that one we did send them some stuff that was specific to it. But maybe he already had a bunch of his own stuff, so it turned out that they didn't need as much as we sent. I think that's what it was. But in general, that's something that they used stuff for.
The Avernus build on the set of the Descent was cool too.
Yes. Yeah, the Avernus build was really great. I think did that use any of the Hellscape stuff that we had? Or is that just KS2?
Avernus seems like it would use Hellscape, wouldn't it?
Well, I can't remember. I don't think that was out yet. That's what I mean. It's like I'm pretty sure it was just KS2 stuff. KS2 lava.
Maybe if that's the case, maybe it'd be cool to do a rebuild of that set with the new Hellscape when it comes out.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
When we're able to actually show some of this stuff off, we can do that kind of stuff, but we just got to be.
We were able to get some Hellscape pieces into Stefan's game too, if anybody really wants to see it. But yeah, a lot of the best beauty shots are going to be in the live play video we actually did. Was that on YouTube?
The live play? Yeah, I think it got backed up on YouTube.
Okay.
But
I think it was Prepare for Hell, I think we called it, something like that. It's on the Dwarven Forge YouTube channel. Several months back.
A lot of people from the office were playing in-game for that. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was Hamster, Toby, Selena, and Nina, I believe.
Selena, Nina. I'm going to... So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to build out the back, and it seems like that's not going to work with these elevations like this because there's going to be this gap here. Actually, it might actually just work out fine because the nice part about this is if I go like this and fill out this part, I don't really have to worry about this little section right here because all I'm using this for anyway is trying to put this on here, and then I'm going to fill in this side. Now, the one thing I don't like about this is that it is underperforming this part. Right, this sort of section right here isn't getting as much. It's not benefiting as much. So I might even just take it out and nix these elevation blocks for the ones they actually used in the episode, which was KS2, which I don't.
Avernus did use Hellscape.
It did. Great.
It says the whole idea was to use Hellscape. Nina said it served as the first teaser for some of the pieces.
Awesome.
Finley says elevate the whole corner ?
Yeah, I think I might have to do that. And that kind of is going to require me to take this out and
build the corner on top of the blocks.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like it's tough with because I can't. That's the part of the screen that I can't see at all. So I don't know how far out it goes or like what is really there.
So cheap.
So I'm gonna do.
Can't wait to get Hellscape. Yeah, same. Hellscape is like the first thing that I'm gonna be getting, and I'm very excited for it to get here.
I think I have to change my address for that one, but I'm also very excited. I got unpainted, which was maybe a mistake, but
same. I was like, I can get so much more if I get unpainted.
I know, what a fool I am.
And then after it went through, like after it cleared, and I was like, yeah, but now I actually have to paint it.
Well, this is when I was like really razzed about painting. I'm still like excited about painting, but when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna do anything else ever again. I'm only painting from now on. And yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work,
especially the Hellscape one.
Yeah, but it just looks incredible.
It does.
Wait, did I just fix it?
I painted minis for the first time yesterday.
Oh, what'd you think?
I really like the process. It's very easy for me to like zen out and just completely lose track of time. So I'm kind of excited to take that to terrain.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure that painting terrain is going to be different than painting a mini.
Yeah, it's maybe more involved or it's kind of like
it almost feels like
it's just like a different kind of surface area
It also feels like you have more room for mistakes there, though, since it's not such a small thing.
Maybe.
MBCE 47 says that unpainted is actually not that bad. I always get unpainted. So
Nice.
I'm mostly just worried about screwing up the lava.
yeah, the thing about lava is Aaron, our like painter, developed a way to have the light refracted inside the piece from the light box, like the light panels. What are they called?
The DF light panels?
DF light panels.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks amazing while the black isn't being shown through, but then at the same time, you're not losing any of the illumination inside of the pieces. Once you stop worrying about making everything perfect, it goes pretty cool. All right, I hear you. Finley also says, I generally get unpainted as painted adds so much to shipping and taxes for me.
Right.
However, making an exception for Hellscape as it looks so good painted up.
Right.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm seeing the factory paint job and everything, and yeah, I'm scared I won't be able to like replicate it in a way I'll actually be happy with. But
Nina says it looks amazing, so
it does.
yeah.
Like,
I'm very excited.
it's unreal.
Okay, I think that might solve.
Can't wait for those light panels. I'm making an encounter just to use it. I am also very happy about the light panels. Every time we have something that I could just somehow work a light panel in, I'll be like, but Nate, but light panels? And I'll be like, all right, hold on.
When we were shooting the promo video for the Hellscape, the shot where we have like the panels like light up is one of my favorite shots that we did.
No,
like,
they're
that
exciting.
effect is so cool to me.
I think
Are there any plans for more Chaos resin pieces for KS7?
for KS7.
I think that's a solid. No comment right now.
No comment.
Yeah.
Like, it's mainly just that like, in general, I mean, a lot of our resin stuff is being phased out, so I don't know what the answer to that is.
Hoppy Hippo says, I can't wait for Hellscape. Oh wait, I just read that one. Sorry.
It's all good.
Hellscape is going to be interesting. Not sure how I'll paint it though. Luckily, I didn't get the LED panels, so I don't have to worry too much about the see-through.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is a painting video on YouTube. I think that's a walkthrough of it that Aaron and Selena did. Finley has more advice. He says, just elevate the back wall behind the 6x6 piece. Stick them on an 8x8 terrain tray on stilts? ?
If I had a little bit more time, yeah, I would advise that. Is just kind of like, so what I did was I went ahead and placed these caverns floor pieces around this, and my next idea that I'm going to be doing, again, kind of like utilizing part of the build that I'm seeing, is that he was able to use these KS2 elevation steps, and so I was going to try to still utilize those on this potentially, but he also had these straight stair ones, so I think I'm going to do that and then put something like that here, so I'll move that over one and then that'll hit that corner.
Also, because of, just like another comment, I guess refraction isn't a problem with the casting material that was settled on for lava, so painting isn't. Yeah.
That is something that I would love, is a 1x2 bank.
I think that's what that guy was saying. Who was it? Was it Finley?
About what?
When he was like getting back on the grid, he's like, you have to use so many 1x1s and 1x2s.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Is that it's like I think there's some stuff in here that could use an additional touch, and it's not always seamless, but
sometimes
it's Grubhub. Yeah.
Oh, it was Sliceforge.
I could tell what you were gonna do.
What, Grubhub?
Because I said it's not seamless, and he's like, it's Grubhub.
Yeah, you do that all the time.
Do what?
You just do that joke.
That joke?
I've
never made that.
Not that one.
I never made that specific joke.
Don't you make that joke though? Because I've definitely heard you be like.
I've absolutely not done that before.
No, I can.
Have you
in
done
all
it?
full confidence say that
I've never forgotten a joke I've made. That's not true. I've made.
I've heard somebody in this office make Seamless/Grubhub jokes.
Look, I'm not claiming that it was a great joke. I'm not claiming that I was being visionary. I'm just saying that I had never done it before.
You see, this part of it is going to bug me forever.
Also,
like we have this diagonal piece right here, and actually we might be able to solve that if I had
those triangle
passage.
man.
Can you give me a passage?
Which rep?
45 angle. It is Caverns 2. It should be shelf 5.
Shelf 5.
That's unreal. Go this many shelves down, go this many rows over, and that'll be the specific piece out of the hundreds that we have in this office.
So you see, the other thing is too is that like I can use these trifecta ledges as sorry, I didn't realize it was on sniper. No, I can put it here.
Okay.
I can use these trifecta ledges in this spot instead of all of these just similar straight banks pieces. If I want to just kind of get a little bit like I want to take this one out, this concave one, and I want to put this one over here because I feel like it might look a little better if I do it a different way. I think that looks a little bit cleaner or nicer, or it has a better flow from this bank to that one instead of this one. Yes, exactly. Thank you. It's close enough. Right? Like
it looks like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, to clarify, some resin sets will continue to be printed.
Great. Good.
Catacombs and classic water tiles.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So Letitia agrees that someone has made that seamless joke.
I'm pretty sure.
Once again, I'm not saying nobody's done it.
I'm pointing my finger at one of you two.
I'm not around for seamless orders nearly as much as anybody else in this office, so I just think I'm the least likely to be involved in that, and to be in the situation. I'm less likely to be put in the position to make that joke.
Right. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
I've been around for maybe 3 seamless occasions.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not counting like family meal situations.
Okay. I'm saying seamless in the word that you just joked about it, where people will say the word that's seamless, and then somebody will hop on like.
Yeah, but how often do people say seamless
A
outside
lot.
of it being?
Oh, don't even. I wish there was a camera on that sass hand you just gave me. That was nasty.
Guys, it's pretty
Put
great.
that away.
Put away my hand?
You sass handed me. Anyway, so back to the chat.
Give
back
me
to
your
the
sass
point
hand.
of this thing. The resin catacombs are beautiful pieces. I really love using those. I think the resin catacombs are also, that was one of the first sets that I saw here that like kind of awestruck me. I agree very much. Do you guys have a least favorite 5e campaign? If so, why do you think it was your least fave?
Meaning like one that we've played in?
Or I think do you mean like a
Kenshin
module
Arc.
adventure?
Elaborate, Kenshin Arc, and those catacombs look so good, but not sure about resin. Need to make some Dwarvenite catacombs. All right.
The size of this build seems larger than the Critical Role one?
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell, but I think it's maybe a little bit larger.
It is.
Also, the fact is that they, Matt is using KS2 pieces, so a lot of those ones already came with the water and the steps built in. So there was a little bit, we're doing a little bit different here.
Yeah, that's why this isn't like an exact rebuild because we're using a different set of pieces. We're
Yeah,
using
mostly.
our updated set of caverns.
Put this one right there. And then, I'm hoping I have enough corner pieces. I think I should. Just enough.
Least favorite 5e.
What's that?
Least favorite 5e campaign.
I mean,
I haven't done that many.
I don't. You know, the truth of the matter is that I run a lot of my own games. I don't generally play a lot of modules. Not that I don't think they're fun or cool. I just usually end up wanting to play my own stuff more, or I get inspired by the designs of those games and just feel more of an attachment to like, ooh, I could run this idea in my own, and that's more of what I focus on.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'm more interested in doing original stuff built around the people that we have playing than doing modules.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't have enough straight stair pieces to fill out this side that I wanted to. So I am just going to instead
You wanted to.
place that. So it's kind of like
Who's that cool from up top?
maybe I'll take out the straight
Yeah, that looks
and then
fine.
I'll just take this. And I'll
So like sets
place
up on the corners?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite race? Says Eric Snyder.
A race to play for me that I have found is one of my favorites is I absolutely adore gnomes. Gnomes are sometimes the oft forgotten but lovable thing, and I have so much fun. But also I really enjoy the idea of playing turtles. Those are fun to me. Like I love Ninja Turtles, and I just love the idea of big giant turtles like hanging out, and it's fun.
I like totals.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I can't think of any because the sad truth is I don't play anymore.
You just DM.
Yeah, but like I get to play so many different types of characters.
Do you
when I
want
DM.
to play?
I like playing, but I like DMing more. What about you, Chris?
I hear you.
What's your favorite?
My two longest running characters were a homebrew take on a gnome, where it was like a sickly gnome called a Demic, which is basically it was a
demon
homebrew,
gnome.
a Demic gnome, yeah, where basically they would get a disease when they were younger, and then they would permanently have that disease, but they would then be immune to any other disease. And then my current character, which is a half orc who thinks that they're a gnome. So I'm very into gnomes. I've also gotten to play a water genasi or
Vaporwave.
Vaporwave, which is the one I've played around the Dwarven Forge office, and that's been really fun to me. Genasi as a concept are really fun to me. I don't know. I guess the thing with race is okay. One I'm actually really excited to play that I haven't gotten to is another homebrew one. It's one done by Underground Oracle, and they made this trollkin called a Marabou, and it's this kind of like 4.5 foot trollkin that has an innate ability to once per day when they've been injured, they can start regenerating health. Like their Constitution modifier every round for like 4 rounds or something like that. So it's not like a big heal, but it helps them recover from like a scrappy fight or something. And they also have like a couple different ways they can go. I think they get like a +1 to charisma, a +1 to dex, and a +1 to constitution. And so their whole thing is like they're traders, but they're also pretty dexterous. So you can either like make them like kind of roguish or bardish, or you can, I don't know. They're a very fun race that's built around kind of like living in trading communities and going around on like caravans and stuff. And so I really want to play one in one of these campaigns at some point. I really want to build one of those. This seems really fun to me.
What would you, Mace?
I always like the unoriginal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I like Dragonborns, and I recently have been now kind of like I love my Tabaxi rogue, but now every time Nate has me play a game, he's like, "You gotta bring out Hatchet. You gotta bring her," and like I love her, but like sometimes you want to play a different character. Like I want to try out a warlock really bad. I don't know. I haven't met a character that I didn't like race wise, except for humans are kind of mundane.
I think humans can be really fun, especially when people play them as I don't know. It's hard because you want humans to be I don't know. Like I just don't hate any of them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't hate a lot of like I don't there's no D&D race that I was just like, man, this one's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think also a lot of people will pick things that either, like I picked things that maybe I don't necessarily relate to, but I wanted to experience a life like.
Okay.
So for me to pick a human, it didn't make sense to me because I'm just kind of like, as a human, I don't feel like I'm venturing enough outside of my world of realism. And I can also see how like maybe it's something that more experienced players would be like, no, I'm gonna be a human, and I like know exactly what I'm doing with this.
Right.
I just think that like, I don't know. I have a few years experience, but I'm not like I still have to ask what dice I have to roll sometimes and stuff like that.
And that's totally normal. I think anybody who is super aggro about stuff like that is like you're kind of missing the point of the game. Is that we want new people to come in. We want people to experience this and bring something new to it. Like I enjoy playing with the people I play with right now in our campaign because it's a bunch of for really lack of a better term, it's a bunch of newbies.
I'm literally the only person who has like done a campaign before.
Yeah.
Like in the group. Yeah.
And so it materializes into some very interesting choices and some interesting dynamics because Chris is somebody who has played the game before. He knows some ins and outs, but even Chris was playing 3.5 before he played 5th. So,
I love 3.5.
I grew up playing Advanced, and then I should say 2nd edition, not Advanced, because Advanced is technically the first one. But I grew up playing 2nd edition with my older brother and getting super confused with THAC0, and then we moved to 3.5, and then it was like, oh, okay, cool, this is a little bit easier to understand, and I enjoy it more. And then after a while, you get a little crunchy in the numbers, and like it's fun, and it's certainly more for people. I think every edition of the game has merits, and it like at the center of it all, you have to have somebody who's running your game who understands how you want to play it. Mm-hmm. Is more important than what edition you're playing. Not to admonish people who like or hate certain editions of the game. It's just that like
right.
3.5 is great. It gets really crunchy though. It's like, okay, I have a +10 and then I also have a -5 because of this, but then I get a +5 because I use this ability. So it's just like, okay, so you have a +10? All right. Like, it becomes that game of just like, I'm doing unrealistic. 8 math problems before I get to my roll. And like I used 8 abilities. So we really don't have that much time left before the live show starts.
The live show starts
Role.
in a little over an hour, right?
No, it starts they're in Chicago this week.
In Chicago? Are they
they're doing a live show. They're doing it at the theater. Yeah. So we've only got about 10 minutes.
We got about 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, speed build, let's go.
That's what I did. That's what I was doing.
Speed building?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was different. I thought we had a little over an hour.
No. We don't have much time left because it's just different this week. Other weeks it'll be different, and I'll do a better job of talking and building, and
don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it, and I just want to let you guys know that this has been a lot of fun for me. And the last part I want to put up here, I would have done maybe just an extra little bit right here of the landscape. I might be able to, depending on what piece this is. I gotta see if I can put the pieces that I want to put on there. Because if I can, then we can add an extra part to this. Yeah, we can get something close. Like, I'm sort of okay. I'm not as maybe touchy about it as Nate might be. Don't really mean that. It's like he might be a little bit more particular. Like, the problem with this is that you can see the bottom side of this piece when you're putting it this way. So I might want to try to like cover this up by putting an extra piece of that piece, an extra kind of that, on this side. And so it kind of adds to the build, and then I can also still put this side right here.
There's a question earlier, favorite non-damage spell?
Ooh.
Preferably a low-level spell.
Dude.
I'm just going to put it out. I'm a big fan of Grease and Rope Trick.
Oh, yeah.
I love utility spells.
Absolutely. My all-time favorite magic is illusion magic. 1,000%.
Illusion's a lot of fun.
It is by far the most powerful realm of magic in D&D, and I don't think I could ever be convinced otherwise.
I built a bard that I really want to play at some point, a dwarf bard, and I'm specifically trying to build him to be somebody who is entirely based around avoiding combat as much as possible. So almost none of his spells are actually for combat, but they're all about how do I use illusions or other kinds of trickery to just get away from combat. And messing around with illusion magic is fantastic.
It's agreed.
Let's see. Do you want any minis or anything?
I don't have any, and they took a lot of them to pass.
Wait, this is casting things?
That's true. They have a lot of them at pass. Casting?
Wait, you're asking, like, what's the favorite?
Somebody asked what their favorite non-damage spell was. Preferably a low-level one, I believe.
Never mind. I was going to... Like, is Vicious Mockery a low level?
Yes.
Oh, I like that one.
Vicious Mockery is a cantrip, if I recall.
That one gives you a lot of fun improv.
Oh. So now, what I'm going to tell you right now is that I'm doing some stuff that's going to be more scatter-based. And I think if we could switch to the top or onto... Yeah, switch to the top. I'll kind of indicate. So I put this guy kind of up here. It kind of upsets this area up here and gives maybe just a little bit more of the terrain.
Ooh. You okay?
Yeah, I might have to duck out.
Yeah, go ahead. I can take it.
All right. Get better.
Thanks.
And I think Finley suggested this earlier, or at least something close to it. I can just take out this part of the wall and get rid of this back wall because it's not really doing as much, and it's just kind of in the way. And we can kind of just block off this thing in that way, and it really... Sure, this is sort of an exact corner, but maybe we can get away with it. Maybe we're okay with it. Also, I left this little area open, so like right under here. I'm gonna lift it up.
I can get in there with
No, I just lifted it up because.
Okay.
So I left this little area open as just kind of like an extra secret thing, like making this utilized, as well as maybe there's something under there. Maybe you can put little things, and I think there was something about that. Like there was something up here that like mattered, but what if there was something underneath? What if they could have found something? And that's just kind of something you do in your build, is that you make certain areas of it obvious that it's like, because we have a hollow block right under here. It's very clearly, when you see it front on, okay, that's blocked. I guess there might not be anything under there, but then there's this whole little pathway down here that once the character walks over there, they're saying, oh, what is this little hole? And then they can go inside. You know? Not like you guys need me to tell you how to how to make interesting maps. You guys are all probably DMs and fun players and playing for years, so this is the style of this show is meant to be just sort of like, how do we use our pieces in a fun way, and like how would I creatively try to make this build, and how would I take what Matt did and expound upon it. And I would probably also put this piece. This is sort of one of our other stalagmites. I would kind of like, what I like about this corner is that it is, it's open enough. Here, let me see if I can get a little bit more light on it too. It seems a little dark. Yeah, that's better. So what I like about this is like it's got enough surface area that it breaks up the fight if you want it to. So that way people aren't running through this difficult terrain, and they're kind of positioned over here, and they can still see this top portion. But I also like the idea of setting something in here that sort of, it's just like, it's why, if you can get any closer on this little area, it's why this is some of the best sculpting ever, is because it's just like this little spot, this one little groove on this wall piece, mixed with this bank, and then these corner pieces all look great on its own. And then I take this older piece, this KS2 piece, because these are all caverns deep. And then I take this KS2 piece and I set it in here, and it like fits perfectly within all the different grooves. And like these rocks right here, they form perfectly together. This green pools down into this one that has a similar green pool, right? Like it's just the thought and care that like went into all of these different pieces is like the way that everybody here is able to craft these things to make individual pieces super strong and then also coalesce in such a beautiful way makes me I just get super jazzed like looking at it all. It's so fun.
Vegas DM wants to know if you can put that stalagmite in the middle of the water.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I can show you how it would look. And obviously you can turn this in the different ways, like seeing which way it might fit better for the build. And there's enough space here that I would say you could fit a mini on it. It might not fit, like, it may not sit on it pretty, but it would certainly fit within this spot.
One more quick question, and then we need to start wrapping up.
Sure.
This is an easy one to answer, though. Eric wants to know if we have pieces for the wall spells, wall of fire, light, water, sand, which...
We do. We have Wall of Force, we have Wall of Fire, that's coming in Hellscape. And then we also have...
Don't we have walls of ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have walls of ice.
I was about to say. We have ice walls. The ice walls are more blocked. I wish I had just another second to run out and grab it to show you, but yeah, they are more tall blocks of ice, and the Wall of Fire is more like the lines of fire. Wall of Force is also in a line, and more times than not, the Wall of Force is actually meant to be a wall insert or like a door insert. So you put that into these into spaces like this, where it fits within the door frame, and so it's kind of a signal you can't move through.
Yeah.
We could probably do one more question. I think we got enough time for one more if we have one.
Oh, yeah, we also do have walls of thorn.
Yes, that's also part of the woodlands from Caverns Deep. Thank you, whoever said that.
Hubby Hippo also said that Tasha's hideous laughter is their favorite.
Yes.
Non-never smell.
Dude, that used to be such a, like, I don't mean to say they dumbed it down, but like it used to be a higher level spell, and then they broke it up into different things, and it was like, yeah, in 5th edition, the stronger version of the spell, it's terrifying. It just makes you laugh until you die, or it makes you dance until you die. Like that was the whole point. I love that spell too, man. That's the best.
Okay, so a lot of this stuff is from Caverns Deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be...
The only things that were not from Caverns Deep are pretty much the stalagmites, except for this one, and these stair pieces. Those are all from KS2, but those should all still be available in the store. But the Caverns Deep stuff, though, in terms of availability, I would imagine that the banks and the floor pieces and the walls and the trifecta pieces, I'm the guy who usually looks at that stuff, and I have not been able to look today, and I should have, but a lot of this is going to be in good supply for Saturday. Just to note some things that are not going to be on the list. Again, we have a list on the website. You can check it out. Forced transition banks. I know I've seen a lot of tickets today, at least 8 or 9 tickets about that. Unfortunately, yeah, we didn't have a big supply of that, so that's not going to be on this one, but it will. We are trying to get the next restock to happen in the summer, so it would most likely be happening around then.
Yeah. If there is anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and show the build one last time.
Please do. I mean,
so here it is. This is basically our rebuild of what Matt Mercer did for episode 22 of campaign 2. The Merrow altar is what it's called.
The Merrow altar.
Yes. And yeah, thank you guys for coming out for this. We wanted to try this show. It's our first time doing this one specifically. Very happy with how many people came out, asked questions, gave ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and I think in the future we're probably gonna. Yeah, our hope in the future is probably to do more off the cuff builds and things that are like.
Yeah, a little bit more like actual building, but at the same time, when we do critical role rebuilds, we're trying to do is just like, how do we capture this again, and maybe with these new pieces show them off, and I'll get better pictures next time, and I think from now on I'll at least build the border of the room out before we start. Yeah, a lot of the builds are going to be organic, and actually next Wednesday we do have all of the Caverns Deep pieces coming to our office, so we're going to be doing one big build. People are going to be coming and going. It's not going to be as like involved probably as these ones are, but just so you can see over a span of time us using every single piece that we get from it. But yeah, it's all like we're all still trying things out, but figured we would do a critical role rebuild one, show people how it's done.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that anybody who's going over to the Critical Role channel, I hope the show's great. I can't watch it this week, and I'm really bummed.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for being here for our affiliate stream. Like we've hit affiliate. We're gonna get that stuff live for you guys, so you'll have more stuff to play with while you watch. And if you want to give any feedback, if you're not in the Discord yet, there's a link to the Discord below this channel. You can join us there, give feedback, hear about the rest of the stuff we're gonna be doing. And thanks for watching. We're gonna go ahead and raid Critical Role now.
Go do it.
Yeah, go have fun, guys. And then, I guess actually, okay.
Yeah, it's a countdown.
Yeah, it can be a countdown. 2,
40.
1. All right.
41. Raid now.
We're raiding, baby.
I think I just stood there for a while.
You did.
You did. It's a lot of fun.